Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to solve question number 13 of Leetcode, that is Roman to integer. In previous video, we had solved a problem where we have finded integer to Roman. So this is the problem that is reverse of the previous one. So if in case you have not seen that video, I would strongly recommend you to watch this. Okay. Now coming back to this video. So we have given some string and we have to find the a string which is representing the Roman value, and for that string we have to return the corresponding integer value, that is for input I. So for input 1, s equal to I, and you can see that I represent value of 1, so that this has been written 3 times, so we have to return 3. So for second input lv I, this represent the integer value of 58, so we are returning 58. And for third input mcm x civ, this is representing the value of 1994, so we are returning value 1994. So how we can find out that? Let's see this. Okay, so we have to iterate through all the characters of a string. So for, let's see, test case 3, the string is mcm xiv. So we are iterating from index 0, so we are at index 0, and we will find out that the value of index I is equal to m. So then we have to check the integer value of this m. We can find out this using any function that we have to create, and we will find out that value of m is going to be equal to 1000. Okay, now our current value of result is going to be equal to 1000, and again we will iterate. So we are at index 1 here. Again the value of current is going to be equal to c. So every time we are checking the current value, we have to check the next value also. So first, like we have to find the value of 900. So how we can find out that? The value of 900 is going to be equal to 1000 minus 100, that is 1000 is going to be equal to m and 100 is c. So the value of 900 is going to be equal to cm. So whenever we will find out the next value is greater than the current one, in this case we have to subtract the value of current value into the next value, and we have to add this. So we can see that the current value is c and the next value is m. So the value that is written in next is going to be equal to 1000, and the current value is 100. So we have to minus 1000 minus 100, and then we have to add this value to our current value. So this is going to be equal to 1900. Now we have traversed in. If we will find out the next value is greater than current one, so we have to traverse two steps in this case. So now we are at index 3. So here we can see that current value is x, and again we have to check the next value if it is greater than or lesser than. So we can see that next value is greater than current one, that is next value is 100 and the current value is 10. So in this case we have to divide it, subtract this and add this to our current result, that is 90. This is going to be equal to 100 and 990. Again we will iterate. We are at index 5 and this is the last index, so we don't have to check the next one. So the value of this index is going to be equal to 4. So this is the value of this is going to be equal to 5. So the current, we have to add this value into current results. This is going to be equal to 1995. So yeah, so we have found out our value using this method. So how we can write the code for same? Let's write pseudocode for same. Yeah, so we will be declaring a function value of, we will be sending the character value in this function, and we have to run a switch case in between this function. So if for case I will be returning 1, for case v we will be returning 5, for case x will be returning 10, for case l will be returning 50, and for case c will be returning 100, for case d will be returning 500, and at last for case m will be returning 1000, and at last we will be returning a value, any integer value that is going to satisfy the return case. minus 1. Okay, so by this method we will can find the corresponding value of all the characters. So now we have to iterate through all the characters. For that, first we have to declare the result in which we will going to store the values. Then for int I equal to 0 to n, and we will be finding the value v1 current value, that is going to equal to s of I. In case you will see that I is lesser than n minus 1, then we will be finding next value that we are doing in this case, like the if next we have to check that next value is greater or lesser than. So whenever you find that the next value is greater, we have to subtract this current value in that and add to the current results. Okay, so we will be finding next value, and if we will find out that v1 is lesser than v2, then in this case we have to do one thing. v1 is going to be equal to v2 minus v1 and return the current index. So and do the I plus plus for current index. Okay, now get out of this if, and we have to add this value in our current result, and after iterating all the characters we have to return our result. So this is the code that we have to write in our compiler. So let's go to the compiler and write the code for same. So first we will be declaring a helper function that is going to be equal to private int value of, will in this function we will be accepting argument as character, and we will be running a switch case for all the characters. Okay, and for case I, we have to return 1, and case v, we have to return 5. Let's copy these two cases and just paste it. And for x we will be returning 10. For L we will be returning 50, and for C we will be returning 100, and M will be returning, sorry, for D we have to return first 500, and for L, for M we have to return 1000, and if none of the case is satisfied we have to return any minus, we have to return -1 just to satisfy the return case. Okay, so this helper function is going to return the corresponding integer value for all the characters. Okay, now declare the result value equal to 0, and we have to iterate throughout all the characters. So now find out v1 is going to be equal to s dot char at value of s dot char at current index. Okay, if I is lesser than s dot length -1, in this case we have to find out next value, that is v2, which is going to be equal to value of s dot char at I plus 1. Okay, if we will find out that v1 is lesser than v2, in this case we will be updating our v1, that is going to be equal to v1 equal to v2 minus v1 and do I plus plus. Okay, at last we have to update our result, that is going to be result equal plus equal to v1, and as we calculated our result, now we have to return the result. Okay, run this. I hope this is going to satisfy all the cases. Yeah, so check another test cases. So Yeah, so we can see that these all three test cases has been passed. Now submit this. Yes, our solution has been accepted. I hope you must have learned something from this video. In this case, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if possible, please share this among your friends. Thank you.